Kim, obviously a big injury in the second quarter. I don't know if you had a chance to get an update on Talia Cooper, but just what do you know now and what do you expect?
I don't know anything more than you know. I know she rolled her ankle, and I haven't seen her since.
Coach, I mean, you don't have a lot of time to process this because postseason comes right up. How do you sort of get everybody back together?
Yeah, I don't have that plan yet. Oh, we're gonna have to come up with something because we have 1 day prep. We have 1 day of practice before we hit the road, and have to try to play ourselves out of this.
Go to Ryan and Cora.
And what went into doing senior day after the game, and then what were your emotions seeing Samara and Jewel come out after they trusted you for your first year here?
Yeah, the senior day, I wanted the focus to be the focus, and I wanted the focus to be on the game. I didn't want too many emotions going into it, and I wanted to give our seniors what they deserve, which is a little more time. You're crammed into 5 minutes pregame if you do it before the game, and when you have 8 seniors, you don't really get to do it the way you want to do it.
Cora and then Casey.
Kim, what was kind of the discussion after Kentucky, and what did you kind of see in their response? Did it surprise you that they came out the way they did today?
It did. It's very disappointing that we came out the way we did today. Incredibly disappointing. That was our response.
Casey and then Jack. Casey in the back row.
Coach, when you just think back to that first quarter, just what kind of stands out in your mind that really was detrimental to this team?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of things, and it's kind of the same old story. We weren't able to score, but we weren't getting stops. We would have been all right if we were just getting stops, so we let them out to a hot start and just couldn't score on the back end.
Jack and then Paige.
Jewel, what's it like as a shooter playing in the first and second quarter when you just know the whole team isn't having their shots fall?
It's difficult because I thought we were getting good looks. I thought we were getting good looks, like we were moving the ball. I thought we could have done a little bit better at times, but I mean, it's frustrating when it's not going in, but at the same time, you have to turn your focus to something else. You can't let your shots not falling in affect our defense, and that's what it did.
Paige and then Caleb.
Samara, after Kentucky, you said on film you would probably notice that you guys weren't good teammates. Did you feel like you were better teammates in this game, or what prevented that again tonight?
Yeah, I feel like we were better teammates in the aspects that we touched on in our film session. A hard day when you have one of your teammates go down, and then when the ball isn't going in the hole and we can't set up in our press, and it was hard.
Caleb and then Casey.
Kim, it felt like I had a good response in that third quarter to Georgia and kind of reverted back in the fourth. What did you see during that third quarter that changed, and then what went wrong again?
Yeah, we started to play like us in the third. The ball was going in the hole a little bit better, still not great, but we just had better effort. We had players on the floor that were going to give us effort. We're going to do what we needed to do. And then in the fourth quarter, back to just making plays, and we would make plays, but we wouldn't get stops. Some blown coverages right there down the end that really hurt us.
Coach, how do you feel like this style of play is kind of ideal for when a player does go out since they're so used to subbing in and subbing out?
Yeah, I think it's really good when you trust your team and you have a deep team, and I thought Avery did a really good job of just stepping up, giving us something, played hard, and that was huge for us because I don't even know that the game was close without her today.
Go next to Maria.
For both Jewel and Samara, I know it's a brutal loss, and I'm not asking you to put that in perspective, but how do you sort of get over this as quickly as you can as you enter what is really the most important part of the season, that's March postseason?
I say you're kind of forced to because it's win or go home from this point forward, from SEC to NCAA. So we just have to learn from this game and know that every game going forward is a must-win game.
I would say just being able to put it behind us. I mean, we're in the SEC, so every game is a dogfight. But like Coach said, we have 1 day of prep before we go into the SEC tournament, so that's just our main focus right now.
Go next to Paige and then Cora. Paige in the back row.
Kim, do you feel like any of this is maybe like a sort of regression, or is it just teams are giving you something you weren't prepared for? Where do you think that error is coming?
Yeah, it feels like a regression. I don't necessarily know we're seeing anything different. I just think that we maybe look kind of like the old us, the early part of the year.
You guys are only a month-ish removed from upsetting UConn on this court. Just what stands out to you about what's different about where the team was then and where they are in the last 2 games?
Yeah, I think it has to do with focus. I think it has to do with our prep for that game was, we were all locked in. It was, all of us were focused on that. And I think when you get towards the end of the year, maybe people start focused on the wrong things.
All right, we have time for one or two more questions. Anything about the SEC tournament, since we will not be able to meet the meeting before? Go to Cora and Maria.
I know you don't know who you play yet or when you play yet, but Coach, obviously it'll be your first SEC tournament. Are you sort of not looking forward to, but interested to experience what all that is like at that level in the SEC?
Yeah, I mean, this is another situation where the players know what to expect more than I do, and that's where your seniors and the players that have been here before are really important.
For Jewel and Samara, what's the biggest thing in your mind that has to change between now and the SEC tournament?
I would say consistent effort for 40 minutes. We haven't had it in the past 2 games, and it's been evident. So just making sure that we're locked in for, you know, the short days that we have to prep for the teams that we play, and then going into the games, making sure that we're focused.
I'd say starting fast, starting strong. We've struggled with that, and we've talked about that, and we haven't done that in a while. So doing that, and then just knowing that every possession counts.
Thank you.